Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Chrissy. I'm painting a lovely little dog for you today. I hope you enjoy this, guys. So please subscribe if you want to subscribe, and you'll get all my uploaded videos and get a notification. Today I'm just using an A4 canvas, which is roughly 11 by 8, and I'm just putting in a dark green background to start with. I've added a little bit of light there just to flicker it in and just smooth blend it out. Make sure you know high spots. Now I've done my drawing. I've just used a chalk pastel pencil for this, just to get my sketch on of the dog and the actual background. So I'm filling in some foliage leaves here. You can see I'm still using that dark green. Some of it's really dark, and some I've added a bit of yellow ochre and a tiny bit of blue to some areas, just to break it up slightly. Same colour here on the back here. This is the actual door opening of the house where the dog lives. Obviously he's just sat out having a snooze like they do. He's probably waiting for somebody to come back or waiting to go somewhere, who knows. We're just having a lazy day. So I'm now building it up in layers because we're working in acrylics, and I'm just using some yellow ochre just to build it up and some browns to actually do the steps. It's actually laid outside on some like flagstones, so you'll see that as the video gets further on. I will build that up in layers also. I'm just using this nice yellow ochre brown colour, just adding some blues and greens, and I'm soft blending it in. It's wet into wet at the moment for this first layer. Then I'll let it all dry and obviously come back and build it up. He's just a rough-haired terrier, just lazing around, like I said. And I enjoy doing animal paintings. You can check my playlist out for that if you like doing animal paintings, because I do some really detailed ones also. So you can check that out at your leisure. And you can save them to your playlist also for future reference if you wanted to paint some of them. And if you do like painting art and you want to share it, you can join my Facebook group. It's really cool in there. We're all nice and relaxed. We all enjoy art. Not just paintings, we do crafts in there as well, card making, knitting, sewing. So you feel free to join that. The link for that will be in the description box below this video, with other links connected to my other videos that you might enjoy. So I'm just letting all the flagstones dry, and I'm just concentrating on the dog now. I'm just using a brown and sienna with a tiny bit of Naples yellow here, just to get him blocked in on his face. And I'm using some blue that I had mixed up for the foliage background as well, just to keep in them dark shadows, because I didn't want it really dark green like the background. I'm just adding some blue. This will be the undercoat of his actual fur. I think it's nice just having this nice blue reflection coming through, as you'll see as we build it up in layers. I'm using a 1/4 inch angle brush today. I thought this little brush was useful for this job. So I'm just using some purples now just to build up another layer. Like I said, I didn't want it that really dark green. And I'm putting this into the flagstones as well. So it's just some nice dioxine purple with a tiny little bit of white. And I think all these colours, because I'll add some oranges as well, and the purple and the oranges go really nice together. And I like the green foliage in the background. I think it just brings the painting nicely together. Tells a bit of a story. Filling his little nose and eyes in, just with a bluey purple colour. Obviously that's dry now, so I'm building up a bit more fur texture using the same brush. I've just swapped to a little round brush just to get these flicky bits of fur up on his back and his body, because like I said, he is a wired-haired dog, so he's got quite a rough coat. I thought this brush was really useful for this job. I'm just using them blues and purples. I'm adding some white to get to the lighter areas, but don't go too white too soon, because obviously we've the highlights to apply later on. Like I say, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. You're more than welcome to join me here on my videos. It's nice to see everybody. And I want to thank everybody that supports my channel. I appreciate that. And everybody who leaves a comment, I appreciate that also. So it's the same colour throughout, that nice bluey purple colour. I'm using some ultramarine blue and white and some purple and white. Because all the layers you do, especially if you work in thin layers like I do, all your colours reflect through actual layers that you build up. So it gives a really nice feel to your art, that 3D look as well. So you can see here on the flagstones, I'm using that same colour I used on the dog to put in on the flags as well. And you can see it come to life. More layers we do, more we build it up, the more realistic feel that we have. Even though we're doing it a nice loose style today, it's not over detailed as such, you're still going to get that nice feel about it. So now I'm using some Naples yellow and a tiny bit of cadmium yellow and yellow ochre mix. So I've put all them colours on my brush. I haven't over mixed it too well, so it's like a loose mix. And I've just applied all the colours to my brush to get that foliage leaf colour in. And I'm using what you call a dry brush technique. It's pretty dry, the paint. I've added no water and a very little paint just to scrumble on them flagstones and the actual steps to build them little highlights up. You just want a very little paint, not too much paint. I'm using a nice soft filbert because it leaves a nice scrumbly feel to it. You can use a stiff brush for this, it'll be okay also. He's just having a lazy afternoon, I think. He's probably been for his walk, he's had his dinner, and he's just having a snooze in the backyard or on the front porch there. It looks really nice, that lavender, doesn't it? I really like that colour. And every colour I put into my painting, I try and surround the actual artwork with the same colour, so you've got that nice harmony around the picture. You'll see me do that quite a lot. I guess you've got that nice shadow underneath him, so he looks like he's grounded. He's actually laid on the floor. The shadows are important, your contrasts, more than natural colours, so make sure you always get your contrast correct if you can. There's a nice thin glaze I'm using there on that nice dark shadow under the dog. So I'm back to my leaves. So I'm putting a bit more cadmium yellow into this now just to lighten it slightly with some orange. And the orange and purple are really nice together. I think it looks beautiful. Same principle again, a nice dry brush, so don't put too much water on your brush and very little paint. Now I've gone with a fur brush, what would they call a fur brush or a comb brush. It's got like little thin bristles at the edge of it. It's cut back, if you will, so it looks more like of a comb design. And they're really good for like feather texture, fur texture. You can even actually do foliage with these or sea foam waves, and there's all sorts you can use these brushes for. They're really awesome. Any questions about my brushes or anything, just leave me a comment and I can direct you in the right direction. If You can see I can get those squiggly lines in and move the brush around and really create that really nice fur texture on the dog. This is why I chose to do a rough-haired dog. I thought it would be really cool to show you how to do a dog that's got really what you call scruffy fur, but you know what I mean. He's a wide-haired dog. I do enjoy doing animals. Like I say, check my playlist out for if you're into animals, if you like doing animals. Feel free to look through there and save, some of your favourites if you like doing plenty of animal work. Feel free. So I'm just darkening his eyes, making sure I've got the shadows in again under his feet and round his nose. Now I'm coming in with the actual highlights now. I'm using a little round brush, a detail brush. It's a little round brush. We don't want to highlight everything. We don't want to cover up like I'm doing here. You can see I'm leaving some darker elements that we put in before. I'm just adding a bit more blue and blending them out a bit more. We still want to see the under fur. So it's the highlights that's going to actually make it stand out. Same here on his features and his face. I'm just adding a bit of orange. It's like an orangey brown. I've just used a bit of red there and some cadmium orange. And then the Naples yellow just to give them little highlights. I'm back to the whiter colour now, so it's not pure white. It's still got a blue tint to it. Still with that little brush. Because we've actually used the fur brush to its advantage to get the underbody done on the animal. And the detail brush just helps you build your work up to the end result. You can see here how I can see where the highlights are actually hitting on the dog. So I'm paying attention to that. Make sure you have a good reference. But we're not going over all the work we've put in on the underpainting. Like I said, it's the highlights that make your work stand out. And if you cover up all your darkness that you've put in, you're going to lose the look that you're going for, you know what I mean? So make sure you don't go too light too soon and don't cover all your dark sections up. You need your shadows to contrast with your light sections. Same colour again there, I've just added a bit more yellowy orange. So I've just lightened it slightly with some yellow to that orange mix, just to scrumble on his face and the actual flagstones where the light's actually hitting. Same here on the leaves. Now don't do them all because I want the background of the leaves a lot darker on the left side. So I just put some like little grasses just growing through the flags like they do. Some weeds or whatever they are. But they do, don't they? They always grow through nooks and crannies. So I'm just going with a thin glaze now, that nice bluey purple. I'm just glazing back, as you can see me here doing there as well, around the dog's foot and on the steps at the back. Then coming in with a Naples yellow with a tiny bit of cadmium yellow in, but only a tiny bit, to give another layer on them leaves. But you can see how the leaves are standing out now because we've got the nice dark values in. So we only want to actually highlight some of them, not all of them, and leave some just with the mid-tones on. Still checking them shadows. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I really enjoyed painting this for you. And you can leave me a thumbs up. I'll appreciate that. Any comments? Leave me a comment and check out the Facebook group. On screen now are 2 videos you may like to watch. And if you're not already subscribed, click on my face and be sure to click the icon bell to get a notification. As always, thanks for watching and create something wonderful. See you all soon on my next video.